Hey everybody, welcome back to this EWR, Extreme Warfare Revenge, PWG playthrough. My name's Andy, the Uncommentator. This is episode number 9. Now, just before we get started, there's just one thing I want to mention. Keen counting enthusiasts amongst you will realise that there's actually an episode missing from this series. So episode number, I think it's 6. Yeah, basically, when I went to upload it, I couldn't, for one reason or another. It seems that using WCW Nitro as background noise wasn't the best idea I've ever had. So, yeah, basically, if I had uploaded that video, I'd have had to butcher it to death, and it wouldn't have made much sense. So in the end, I just abandoned it. And unfortunately, that means this series isn't quite complete. So there's 2 shows that were recorded in that video that no one will unfortunately see. So I'm just going to quickly go through what actually happened in that video. So if we go into the event history here, we can thankfully go back in time. Unfortunately, because of the way this game works, every time, again, most people know this already, but every time you click next day, it saves over your file. So I can't go back and just re-record that episode because that point in time is lost now. But anyway, if I click on event history, we can go back and I can quickly go through what you missed, but unfortunately it's sort of filling the gap in that we've already skipped past. So there were 2 shows recorded in that episode. It was the one on the 29th of February, so this one, and then the one on the 7th of March. And there was also the we got the month start. We started a fresh month basically. So we got the New Japan touring rosters got announced. And one thing or another, but that doesn't matter. So in terms of what was actually done in the booking. So the 20th of February we had this one. So Asuka and Katrina cemented their heel. Well, Asuka cemented a heel turn by aligning herself with Katrina. Orange Cassidy and Asuka had a draw. That was a thriller. Aussie Open beat the Rascals. Jenna Perazzo and the one I can't say beat Shannon and Hania, which almost rhymes. Asuka then attacked Mia Yim, again to further solidify she's now an evil biatch. The Barbarian and the Warlord, I think that was their debut, if I remember correctly, attacked Crime Time, the tag team champions. That was a celebration ceremony interruption angle, I believe. Bandido beat Mark Andrews, and then Will Ospreay and Congo Kong. That was a call-out that Congo Kong didn't answer. So Will Ospreay, of course, we were lining up for a title shot. But of course, that's now not going to happen for reasons out of our control. And then the first episode of Warfare that took place in March. So again, we started with the same angle that we ended the last episode. So again, Ospreay calling out the champion who ignored him. We had Kushida and Orange Cassidy, I think, were just hanging out. The Powers of Pain, the Barbarian and the Warlord, beat the Rascals. That was their in-ring debut. It's a shame this episode was lost, actually, because I did go into maybe a little bit of a controversial hire, the Barbarian and the Warlord, but there is a purpose to it, other than just to hire a new tag team. Anyway, yeah, Mia Yim and Katrina had an angle, which went pretty well. Excalibur announced that Ric Flair would be debuting. We signed Ric Flair in the last episode. Crime Time did an interview talking about the Powers of Pain. We had a big tag team match. Kushida team with Orange Cassidy to beat Mark Haskins and Timothy Thatcher, and then Will Ospreay beat Bandido in the main event, again to try and build him up for a title shot. Now in this episode, I'm going to hopefully get the big event done. So we're picking it up from the end of the last episode. We've got one show left to do. We've got the Go Home show, the last episode of Warfare before the big monthly event, which is called The Last Rodeo. So we're building up nicely towards that. There's something else I want to do in this episode as well, but I definitely want to try and keep this episode absolute maximum length of time being an hour. So if I'm finding I'm taking too long, then we'll wrap it up and we'll do the big event in the next episode. So that's where we're up to. So that's filled in that gap, hopefully. Apologies for that. So that's also the reason why, if you're wondering why the background noises or where WCW Nitro in the background is, because of what happened in the video that it's now been lost to time, unfortunately. I've decided better off to not use WCW Nitro as background noise. Annoyingly though, the first few episodes before the one that I've not uploaded were absolutely fine, and then I recorded another episode after that. The last episode, Nitro was fine on that one, so I'm not quite sure why it's all of a sudden a problem. But just because I don't want to have to encounter it again, we've now got this slightly inappropriate sort of trance dance music in the background. I know it's not quite on trend, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Better than just listen to my dulcet tones. Anyway, let's go. And so we've got 2 shows. So one show, the Go Home show, and then the big event at the end of the month, and then hopefully we'll get time to do the other thing I want to do as well. Right, so the last episode of Warfare was this one. So we crowned the Powers of Pain are the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. Of course, we lost Will Ospreay to Ring of Honor, so we can't have his title shot anymore because he doesn't work here. So we've parachuted in Go Shiozaki from Pro Wrestling Noah to hopefully do a sterling job in taking his place. And then we're just building up the other stuff that we're heading towards. Women's title match, Ric Flair's retirement, etc, etc. So let's get on with it. We've still got all this mail actually, which I think we've read all these if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was telling me who people have signed. This is where we lost Will Ospreay. One of the first. There it is. So we lost our #1 contender. I'm still regretting that actually. That I really should have signed him. But we didn't. Anyway, let's get on with it. So maybe something else we need to do as well, but I'm probably going to do that at the start of the next episode. I am slightly concerned about the lack of public image going up. I think we may need a bit more star power on the roster. But we'll worry about that in a second. What I didn't want to do is become a cult promotion and then just hire a load of people and then all the people that were already on the roster then either getting released or not getting used anymore, which is I was trying to avoid that if possible. Also, full disclosure, I am recording this on the 30th of March 2024, so if I say anything that proves to be inaccurate or ages badly about the wrestling world in real life, then you'll know why. Oh, more hires and fires. I don't actually want to read these. Right, let's get these emails actually before we carry on. So we're not bothered about that anymore. We know that. So Boom Boom's gone to WWE. They've hired Marty Scurll. Well, was it Vince is still in charge? You won't have any problems with that one, but we'll not talk about that. Like Jay Briscoe, yep. Kenta, yeah, Hero Star, we lost him. We lost Ray Phoenix. We lost Will Ospreay. Io Shirai's gone to Ring of Honor. She's currently touring, I think. So she can't send a written contract. Lance Storm's gone to Impact, quite appropriate. Naito. Gunther, I'm going to call him that. We have read all these last time, so I'm just reminding myself who's gone where. What Volta and Shikara, that could be good, interesting. Not actually seen Shikara or Shikara, whatever it's called, but I'm aware of its sort of genre. I've seen MLW. I used to watch. I probably mentioned this already, but you used to run a free channel that we could get here in little old England. MLW Fusion. It was an hour. It was an hour a week. So I thought for an hour a week, why not? Io Shirai's popular, not just with me. Said about that one the better. Yep. Some good news for Stu Bennett. Probably did that joke in the last episode. Okay, Scott Dawson. Yeah, Liger's gone to Impact. Of course he has. Big Kaz MLW. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about ratings. Right. So we've got the new. So we've still got the MJPW stuff on the radar because there's quite a few people that were touring that now aren't. I may have to take advantage of that, but I'm trying to stick to the plan. I don't want to retcon the plans too much because I am going somewhere with some of these storylines. Anyway, so who have we got? So Gallows has gone to MLW, and Danny Habbitt's gone to MLW, as James Storm. So MLW are clearly on the rise at the moment. Let's have a look at them. So the 8th. So they're just behind Impact actually. In fact, Impact have slipped behind CMLL and AAA. And AEW slipped behind New Japan, so that's not good. Well, not for AEW anyway. Right, so next show, the Go Home show, is going to be coming up on Thursday. Right, Revolution, don't care about that. Ignore all these. Now, if anyone's not seen these different types of videos that I've made, I did actually do a Dream WrestleMania video. Well, it was a two-part series actually, so if anyone wants to go and check that out, if anyone wants to talk about actual wrestling rather than this fantasy world I'm currently living in, then please go and check that out. Right, one more day and then we finally at the show. In fact, by the time we'll be mirroring real life actually, very soon. More rubbish that we don't care about. Go away. Yeah, see, the public image is only going up 1%, and that's only because the industry's doing well. So I'm not sure what. Yeah, Warfare's coming to end. Yeah, I forgot about that. That needs sorting. Let's just have a quick look at that. I'm not sure if we need to get more over people or just better people, but I don't think the roster's looking too good at the minute. A little bit sorry for Ric Flair, because he's all he's done is lose over in a City side. Right, anyway, this is the go-home show, so let's make sure that we get everything in place ready for the big event, the last rodeo at the end of the month. Right, so we're going to kick things off with... I didn't realise I've actually not actually booked this match yet. It's been teased for a while, but I'm actually going to book it now. So we're going to have Katrina sort the match out for Asuka. This is going to be Asuka's in-ring debut. So it's going to be Mia Yim. So we signed Asuka as a non-wrestler, which means she can only wrestle at the big events, but that was by design. Right, there's a little mini feud now coming up next, so we're going to have a first match. It's going to be Flash Morgan Webster. I think this is actually his in-ring debut, and he's going to take on Bandido. So the Flash Morgan and Mark Andrews tag team is joining the tag ranks. Not a title match yet, but we've slowly but surely introduced them both in. So Flash Morgan's going to win by interference from a returning Super Dragon, which seems a bit random, but there is a purpose to it, which we'll get to shortly. So aftermath. We don't need an aftermath. Or do we? No, we don't. We don't need an aftermath, and that's going to lead to the segment. So we're going to be booking this match. Oh yeah, there we go. So we've got to track that back. So we're going to be booking this match for the event. It's going to be a bit of a swerve, bro, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So Super Dragon. This is kind of an undercurrent feud that we've got simmering in the background that hopefully I don't forget about. We're going to book a 3-on-2 handicap match, and Super Dragon, who is still in a position of authority, even though he's not really... I mean, Excalibur's the general on our commission, of course, but Super Dragon does still have a position of power. So he's going to book... It's going to be Bandido, so I can't remember what they call it. Is it Mexi Blood or something like that? Up against Mandrews and Flash, or Subculture as they're called, and himself. So he's going to come out and just say something like, okay, apparently I can't do that. Well, that's annoying. So you can't... So the authority can't book himself in a match. How does that work? Okay, if that's the case, then we'll change that to Excalibur then. Even though it should be Super Dragon, but I can't book that probably. Didn't know you couldn't do that. Oh well. I've only been playing this game for about 20 years, but I didn't know you could do that. So that's annoying. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You all know what's really going on. More build this time for the women's title match. So we have another tag team match player. And it's going to be the rhyming couplets. In fact, if I ever do a women's tag team division, we may go with that one. It's going to be the rhyming couplets versus Zeus and Diona, who's playing a tomboy character, because we want her to get cheered. So what I'm not going to do, because I want Diana Pratso to get cheered, is put her up against the most popular new gimmick in wrestling, and then get her to walk out onto the stage and dismissively waft her hand at the fans. I'm not going to do that and then wonder why she isn't getting cheered. I mean, why would you do that? Anyway, but that's by the by. So Zeus needs to win because she's challenging for the title. No aftermath. I'll look for a future match. Right, 4 segments to go. Random other angle, and it's going to be somebody living up to their nickname, Limousine Riding. Flair wants to get some use out of him while he's here. more build. I quite like doing go home shows because it's just quite easy. Just basically get your match list and think about how do we build up to that. Just do something to build up to it, and it's fairly straightforward. So we're now going to do build up to the tag team titles. It is JTG and Shad versus, I can never remember who this team is. It's David Starr, and is it JT? It's not JTG, it's JT Dunn. No aftermath. So we'll have Crime Time win, obviously. So we'll have JTG pin JT Dunn, just to make the commentary team really confused. And the Booker sat here doing it as well. Clean finish, but then everyone's favourite. Not that old. Whatever the word is for 60-something. I think actually I think it's still in the late 50s on here though. So they're going to run in on Crime Time. Of course, Crime Time with an eye, so we don't get sued. And that's to build up to the match at the event. Right, 2 segments to go. So we need to do the world title build up. And we've got one more segment. We're not building up to... Oh no, we're doing it here. So we're not building up to the Kushida match, but it's here. So it's yet another tag team match player. We can't go one-on-one with the Undertaker, unfortunately. If we could, I think our ratings would be a little bit better. So it's going to be the challenger, who's a heel. It's heel versus heel, which never quite works, but it doesn't matter. Indie crowd would cheer Go Shiozaki. Pretty sure of that. And they're going to be taking on Timothy Thatcher and, of course, our esteemed world champion. And who's going to win? Well, we need the challengers to look good. So, Go can pin Timothy. We'll do it. Should we do it cleanly? No, we'll do opponent miscommunication. Why not? No aftermath. Build up to a future match. Right. So the last segment, Ric Flair's turned up in his limousine. But what's he going to do? Well, we're going to find out in this segment. To be honest with you, again, as I said earlier, I played this game about 20 years. I'm not sure if I can actually book what I'm planning on booking here, because this whole Ric Flair thing has just kind of been a bit of a left field decision. It wasn't what I had. It wasn't what I'd originally planned. Doesn't matter. I think it's working out quite nicely, apart from the fact he's losing owners every segment. But we'll gloss over that. So I think you can have a retirement angle. Yeah, retirement. So you can have retirement and beating, or retirement and passing of torch. I mean, to be fair, I just want a retirement. So we'll pretend that that's what we're doing, but we'll do the passing of the torch. So Ric Flair, and obviously he's facing Orange Cassidy in his retirement match, so he needs to be the person. But yeah, that would just be a retirement segment. Right, and that's the Go show, so that should get everybody hyped for the last rodeo, which is coming up in 2 days, because we have our big event on Saturday, which is the day I'm recording this. In fact, a big event is going to be the same day as today, because it's Saturday the 30th. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's stop talking about the calendar. That was a good segment. They always are, though, for some reason. Katrina and Mia Yim, they seem to be pretty good together. Asuka mentioned as well. Not actually on the show. Decent match. Flash Morgan Webster's stats are not actually that good, so that was actually a pretty good match, better than I thought it was going to be. Right, Excalibur shouldn't have even been in this segment. Basically, what was going to happen here was, if this was real, which then Super Dragon had come out and to win that match say, hey, you know, you've forgotten about me, because the thing with Super Dragon is we're kind of having this on-running thing where he disappears for a few weeks and then just comes back. And it says, right, if you're going to forget about me, I'm going to book this match where I'm just going to be 3-on-2 against Bandido and yeah, his partner, what's he called, Flamita. So yeah, that was the point of that one. So again, it's kind of that on-running, simmering, undercurrent feud with Excalibur, where Excalibur keeps forgetting about him, not booking him, but then he keeps turning up and like a bad penny and inserting himself into things. So that's the point there. But there's going to be a payoff to that coming up at the event. Are we going to move on? Yes, we are. So we've got the rhyming couplets losing that match. That's fine. Didn't lose overness, thank for once. Decent tag team match. Of course, you'd expect that from those two teams. And again, same there. Right, here comes how much overness. Let's take a gamble. How much overness is Flair going to lose? I'm going to predict 3 points. I'm hoping it's just 2, but I'm going to go for 3. Oh no, as I said, in Orange Cassidy's gained 2, so that's good. That's kind of the point of this angle. It's not the only reason, but it's part of it. So that's good. Yeah, so that was just basically Big Flair's retirement speech, and they did the whole thing where maybe I don't know. I don't want Cassidy in the angle. I was going to say do the whole thing where he slaps him and Cassidy then fires up, but no, we're not going to do that. The new kind of Orange Cassidy gimmick. That was a pretty good show. So let's see. Now I think our public image was 22% before that show. So let's see what it is now. That was a 66% quality. I've just seen something that I'm making my toes curl. What's this? 68. See, 24%. So we have gone up 2%. So that's good. That makes me feel a little bit better because I was worried I'd have to hire some people just to kind of bolster the ratings, but we don't need to worry about that. We've got 4 weeks left on this contract. Right, what's this incident? Oh, okay. Because I'm doing such a good job at PWG, New Japan want me to take over. Well, as tempting as that actually is, and it really is tempting, I'm going to reject that offer, possibly against my better judgment. Yeah. Nice to be offered though. Must be doing a good job, clearly. Having all this exceptional Ric Flair. I'm not gonna sign. Do you know I've turned that down actually because the Warlord and the Barbarian are tied down to written contracts, so I can't take them with me. So that's why we've turned it down. It's ever since they came in, that's been a ratings boost that we've needed. Right. Okay, so we're 1 day away now from the last rodeo. We're 21 minutes into the video, so we're doing okay so far. So now, there was one, and I mentioned in the introduction, there's one other thing I wanted to do. Because we made money last month, we made quite a lot of money, $61,000, I'm going to open a developmental territory. And I'm going to pad it out with some, I'm going to get some hires in. So let's do that now. So let's get to the big event. So now 30th of March, which is the day I'm recording this, which is a nice bit of synergy. Delete this rubbish that we don't care about, don't need to know. 1.63 rating. Is that the best? Yeah, that's the best rating we've had. That may be again why I got a. Oh, it's not the best rating we've had. It's just the last one. So we're going backwards, but not too much. Right, Desmond Xavier. He might be leaving, so we'll don't worry about that one. I don't. It seems they do, Jerry, to be honest with you, because I was amazed how good that match actually was. Right. Okay, so development territory. So we haven't got one of those. Now, what basically these do, if you don't know, basically what these do is you put wrestlers in developmental, and then at the end of each month, apart from the first month that they're in developmental, it tells you that the stats have gone up. Which is basically a way of getting people better. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing. Right, so it's $500,000 initially to open it. So because we made $600,000 last month, I'm anticipating similar profits this month. So I think we should be able to cover this. Right, territory name. Unfortunately, I haven't come up with a name. I was going to call it this. You know, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Chimps. I thought it was funny, but yeah, I do want it to be a serious. I do want it, sorry, to be a serious thing. So I think we'll call it. I don't know if you can rename it, to be honest with you. Let's call it that anyway. Screw it. It's not real, so it doesn't matter. So Championship Wrestling. Is that going to be enough? Association. I don't know. Is there a character limit? Nope, doesn't appear to be. Right, we'll call it that then. Championship Wrestling Association. I don't know. But we'll just call it Championship Wrestling. Actually. I think you can rename it. So yeah, you can rename it this time. So when I come up with an actual good name, I'll use it. Right, we need to put a booker. So as tempting as that is, we'll go with Sonjay Dutt. You don't need a trainer, so it's slightly different to a training camp. So a training camp, basically, it's a bit like, if anyone plays Football Manager, it's a bit like regens. That's basically what a training camp is. So every year, new wrestlers will come into the game. But you need a training camp to do that. Now, for a training camp, you have to have an actual trainer. For a developmental territory, you just need somebody on your staff that says booker, that says Booker yes. So if you look at Sanjay Dutt, even though he's a road agent, it says Booker yes. Now, for a training camp, you need an actual trainer, which obviously we don't have at the minute, because we don't need one, but we could quite easily go and hire one if we needed to, so a few of these are obviously quite famous. Rip Rogers, Sarah Stock, who I think she worked in WWE for a little while. On an older version of this game, I actually had her on my roster. Serena Deeb, obviously, so I don't know why she's a trainer on here, not an actual active wrestler. Shawn Michaels, we couldn't hire Shawn Michaels, but he's there. Terry Funk. Anyway, you get the idea. So we don't need to worry about that just yet. Right, so now we need to get some rosters, some wrestlers even. So I did this separately. So I've come up with, I'm actually going to hire 10 people, and I know they're going to be, so I'm just going to go and get them. So my criteria was, they needed to be sort of have decent stats to begin with, and be 25 or under. I didn't want anyone over 25. So, I mean, you can. To be fair, most people will go into developmental, but you'll get a message. If you ever hire anybody that's ready, if ever you've got somebody that's ready to come out, it'll tell you there, and you'll also get an email telling you about that. Anyway, let's hire this developmental roster then. So I'm going to kick things off with her. Bit of a sentimental one, that one. I'm actually wearing a Hana Kimura t-shirt, if anyone's interested, while I'm recording this, so don't know if that's appropriate or not. Right, so I'm not going to give them written contracts, so if I have to fire them, I don't have to pay them, which I know sounds a bit crappy, but that's what we do. Unfortunately, the downside of doing that is it means they could get stolen, like Will Ospreay was. But, yeah, so Hana Kimura, she's the first one. The next person I scouted was this guy, who, of course, I think he's NXT champion at the moment. So we'll bring him in. Obviously, this is going to put the wage bill up a little bit. It's also going to, I mean, we may need to hire another road agent. We'll not worry too much about that. Right, Josh Briggs, again 25, decent brawl. I tried to get a mixture of people, you know, tried to get a brawler, a high flyer. We're going to have a tag team as well. Get a few women in, just to mix it up a little bit. What's the next one? Speaking of women, someone's coming in next, someone that I'm a big fan of. Someone who needs to appear more often, and it's Riho. So we'll get Riho in, stick with the Japanese theme. Again, I'm trying to keep it varied. I mean, his owness is atrocious, but again, there's something to work with there. He's only 21. Obviously, in real life, he's become a lot more prominent recently. Not that I'm an avid New Japan watcher. That's despite the fact I've actually been to 2 Wrestle Kingdoms, but I don't watch it regularly, which seems a bit conflicting. But both of those statements are true. Right, Super Astro, I was going to hire earlier in the series, just because I like his mask, basically, which I know is a bit of a weird reason to sign somebody, but he's here now. Get his stats. Again, trying to keep it varied. So we've got a luchador now, and let's get our tag team in. Admittedly, I've never actually heard of these two, but stats look half decent. They've got a good team name. So Terrence and Terrell Hughes, TNT. Is it just had a thought actually? Is that Devon? It's not Devon Dudley's sons, is it? I genuinely that may be the most wrong thing I've ever said, but I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Somebody tell me. Because I think his real name is Devon Hughes. So, and they look familiar. I mean, again, I wasn't an avid TNA/Impact watcher, but I know they were on there for a little while when he was there. So, is that them? Somebody tell me. I don't know. Right, how many is that? I've lost count. I've got 2 more on my list. One of which is somebody that I'm quite a big fan of. I'll say a big fan. I'm not a big fan of her, but I do quite like her. And I think she's a little bit of a... babe, to be honest with you. Which is probably not the thing you should be saying, but it doesn't matter. Attractive, there we go, I'll correct myself. Let's be PC about it. Not why I'm hiring her though, so yeah, we'll get her in. And then the last one, I'm going to hire the glitch guy, the glitch kid. the son of a glitch, or whatever we're going to call him. I don't know what his nickname's going to be, because he shouldn't be available. Because he's only 16, so why he's available, I don't know. But because he is, let's bring him in. He can be our very own Nick Wayne. So Vinny is coming in. At 16, I don't know why. I don't know how he's kind of broken through the matrix and become available, but because he is, why not? So we should have 10 people in developmental now, which we do. They're all capable. They're all happy to. Well, according to Sanjay, they're all. There's potential for all of them to improve, so that's good. Right, Josh Briggs is unhappy. It's not that bad, is it? I know it's called Championship Wrestling, but it's not that bad. And we need more roadages, which I suspected. So we'll sort that out in a second. If you actually have, yeah. So that's the relationship thing going on there. So that's why we got that email. So it keeps them being happy. Yeah, finally. Yeah, it must be Devon's children, which I never actually. That's literally just dawned on me now. I didn't actually realise that. Because Willow actually works for Women of Wrestling. And when I was looking through, who to sign for this developmental territory, when I looked at Women of Wrestling, I actually found this person. When I didn't realise she didn't have a picture, and then when I actually did a bit of research to go and get a picture, I didn't realise it was this. I didn't realise who it was. Where is she? There we go. Faith the Lioness. Apparently, well, you can see who it is, Nikita Lyons. So, yeah, she didn't. Like I said, she didn't have a picture when I went to Google, because I thought, oh, I found a few people that didn't have a picture that I thought I could get one for, and she was one of them. And yeah, turned out to be her. So again, you can see there's still a few people that don't have a picture, like Sophia Lopez. I think I checked her actually, and I couldn't find anything. But maybe something wrong with that one. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that. Now, I've got one more hire. It's going to be somebody that's actually going to go straight into the roster. And again, I did a bit of research for this one. So I wanted a luchador, and I've settled on this guy, Triton. Good speed, decently over, unemployed, so he should be fairly easy to get. So we'll bring him in on a written deal. And then we'll go and get a road agent. And then we'll book the last rodeo, and then we'll say sayonara. All exciting things. Coming up. Get rid of that, we don't need that. I know I'm keeping that New Japan email because I'm fully aware of what's going on there. Right. Okay, so Triton, let's check his gimmick. I'm guessing it's Luchador. No, it is. Yep, no surprise. What a good guess that was. Right, so we need a road agent apparently, according to Sophie. Josh Briggs. What is Josh Briggs' morale? It's pretty terrible. The thing is, on this game, when they get fired by other companies, it affects their morale. So I'm guessing at the start of this game, Josh Briggs would have been employed by quite a few promotions. They've all fired him, so that's why he's ended up like that. That's why Orange Cassidy's morale was about 40 at one point, because he'd been fired by the KW, got rid of him, and another company got rid of him. So that's why Josh Briggs' morale is so low. Anyway, let's go and get this road agent. I'm guessing we'll need one. Agent. Road agent. So we've got Sanjay Dutt. What was it came up last time? I can't remember. We got Sanjay Dutt last time. We'd had a hiring spree. Okay. Oh, she doesn't have a picture. Speaking of pictures, right, we've got Barry Windham, Bob Ryder, which for some reason I'm finding funny. Hillbilly Jim, not looking like Hillbilly Jim. We'll not hire him. Mike Boosie, Rotunda, Slaughter. How much does he want? $1 million? No, 31,000. Slaughter. Yeah, I don't think we need to save a bit of money at all. Just go for Jimmy Garvin, to be honest with you. Go for somebody younger, keep the theme going. So we're a progressive promotion despite the fact that we've got the Barbarian on the roster. Yeah, I didn't think he'd be tired at this point of this. Obviously he must have done. Remember he randomly turned up on SmackDown and he was it was AJ Styles kind of, don't know what you'd call it, associate. Let's just call it associate. That didn't last very long, did it? Right, probably a good thing he's on a picture, although I'm not sure why he hasn't. I'll check that. Should have one. Right, should we begin Simon Dean? I don't know. Let's have a look. We've got two. We've got one and two. Right, we'll come back to that actually. So, we'll come back to that. So we'll do this event and then I'll say sayonara because I need to prepare for the next month because there's going to be some crazy stuff going on next month that we've got planned, but we'll worry about that in the next video. So anyway, let's get on with it. So we're going to the last rodeo. It's today, it's the 30th of March, the end of the road for the Nature Boy. Okay. I'll do all the admin stuff in the next video, or I'll prepare it ready for the next video. So we'll kick things off with, of course, a video package for what's going to actually be the main event. So hype video for upcoming singles match. Ric Flair's last match against Orange Cassidy. I can't believe I've actually gone with that, but we have. Right, so the actual event starts proper. Now there's going to be a bit of a now I mentioned earlier about a swerve, bro. This is where it's going to be because we booked a 3-on-2 handicap match for this show. So it was going to be Flash Morgan and Mark Andrews and Super Dragon versus Mexi Blood. However, it's not going to be that. It's actually going to be a 6-person tag. And it's going to be... So it's Flash Morgan and... where is it? Yeah, Andrews. Too many marks in this company. Andrews and too many marks booking it as well. Super Dragon taking on Flamita, Bandido, and their partner. No prize of guessing who it is. The debuting Triton. So what would happen in real? If this were real, my vision of this would be that they do their entrances. Mexi would come out, and then Excalibur would stand up at the desk and say, "Hey, I've got authorization from the rest of the people on the board. This match isn't fair. Sorry, Super Dragon, but you've been overruled." And Bandido and Flamita are going to have a partner, and then Triton's music hits, and out he comes. That'd be a cool way to debut Triton, in my opinion. So no title, and of course Triton's going to win by pinning Super Dragon, just to really do him over. Oh, well, he's not losing this match to Triton. That's annoying. Okay, Triton's not going to pin Super, so he can still flex his muscles. Okay, that's annoying. So we'll have Bandido pinning then, or should we have? Can he pin Flash Morgan? Yeah, he can. Right, okay. I want Triton to get the pin because basically he's screwing up with Super Dragon. Okay, so again, that keeps the undercurrent feud going between Super Dragon and Excalibur, which I need to keep simmering along because I don't want to forget about it. I was going to go for another angle next. Is it a manager angle? I think it's an ambush angle. Basically, I want Katrina to do the distract Mia Yim so Asuka can attack her. Manager, look. I'm sure there's a what. It's not that one. Right, Manager Lewis face into trap. Yeah. Knew was something like that. A lot of these angles are actually quite similar. So Mia Yim is attacked by Asuka, so of course. They'll argue, she'll do the old finger snap, trying to get that over, and then Asuka will run in and beat her up, basically. Now, let's go back to some actual matches now, so I'll stick with the women. It's matches from here on in now, done with the angles. The women's title match is the one I can't say against Shanna, not Shad Gaspard. Shanna is going to retain again, and she's going to cleanly, which is possibly not the best idea I've ever had for a heel against a babyface, but it doesn't matter. Right, no purpose for that match, just a bog standard title defense. Okay, the big tag team title match. I think it's actually one of the best builds. This one. So, the fan favourites, the Barbarian and the Warlord, the Powers of Pain, are going to take on JTG and Shad Gaspar. Now, we've been a bit hot potato with the tag team title up to this point. I think this is... I'm only 3 months in, and I think we've had 3 different champions. Well, believe it or not, it's about to be 4, because the Warlord is going to pin JTG. And if he kicks off, like Super Dragon did, it's tough. There we go. Right, now... I've been trying to keep this a little bit of a secret, but I think the more eagle-eyed amongst you may have seen what's going to happen here. So, it's going to be a debut from someone that, I've been trying to keep this a secret, because I do want some things to be a surprise. Bob Backlund is going to run in and help the Warlord to win. Now, I'm hoping... can we do a 3-on-2 thing? No, we can't, so we'll just skip that. The purpose of that is actually to debut. I'm going to actually debut Bob Backlund. The problem I can't do with that. He hasn't debuted yet, so why I can't pick him to debut, I don't know. That might be actually. What's going on there? So Bob Backlund. Is it because I didn't change that to interference? I thought I had, obviously not. Aftermath. Can we do a 3-on-2 now? Yes, we can. Thank you. Granting at 3-on-2. There we go, right. I didn't change it twice. Right. Yeah, so you may have seen when I've been picking manager angles, Bob Backlund's the name's been there instead of Katrina's. I was trying to keep that a secret, but yeah, Bob Backlund will debut and help the Warlord and Barbarian. I'm hoping everyone's going to hate that. There is a reason for it, which will become apparent in future episodes. Anyway, it's now the big blow-off match between Kushida and Timothy Thatcher. It's going to be an I Quit match. They faced in a normal match last month, so we'll do a stip. So Kushida takes on Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher's actually going to win because he's a submission specialist. He can do it cleanly as well. No aftermath, but we'll actually say put in a good match. I don't know if putting a good match actually makes any difference or anything, but we'll do it for that one. Right, 3 matches to go. And it's actually going to be the world title match here. I normally want... If Ospreay hadn't have left, this would have gone on last. But because he's left, and Go Shiozaki, let's be honest, isn't going to win, then we'll put it in... we'll not put it last. To be fair, Ospreay... Because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with Ospreay, I wouldn't have had him win anyway. So Kong would have beaten him. So I've not had to change plans too much in terms of who's the champion. But it was just a shame that... I thought the Ospreay build... I thought it would have been a better match, let's be honest. So Kongo Kon's just going to beat him for no reason, other than I just needed somebody for him to beat. Right, another double main event, which I absolutely hate, because how can you have a double... There's no such thing as a double main event, so I don't know why companies promote things like that. Because at the end of the day, whatever goes on last is the main event. So forget this double main event rubbish. Just another mild thing, another mild irritating thing. So Mia Yim is going to take on Asuka, so we'll send Asuka out first, because obviously Mia Yim's been beaten up, so we'll send Asuka out. She can stand in the ring, we can play Mia Yim's music, doesn't look like she's going to come out, and then she sort of hobbles out. Hobbling into the lines then, because obviously she's going to lose. But she's got to get out. So Asuka wins cleanly. Again, to put in a good match. But she's got to get out, because we, Katrina and that beat her up early. Although, possibly made her look a bit dumb by having that. Yeah, I hate double main events, because I just don't see any point in advertising them. Because like I said, whatever goes on last is the main event. I mean, the first Wrestle Kingdom I went to was when it was Jericho and Omega, and that was booked as a double main event, but Okada and Naito went on last, so that was the main event. Anyway, move on. So, Orange Cassidy to take on Ric Flair, so obviously we'll give Ric Flair the big entrance and one thing and another. Ready for him to Well, he's going to have to lose, isn't he? He's going to have to... It's a time-honoured tradition. You are losing it, Rick, I'm afraid. Sorry. Then afterwards... where are we? None. They can shake hands. In fact, we'll have Flair. He can... Tell you what, Dirty's playing the game. We'll give him his heat back, as they say. He can cheap shot after a handshake. Dirty's playing the game. And then, of course, he'll pose and fireworks go off, and then that's Ric Flair done. And we'll say to put Orange Cassidy over. Okay. So that's the last rodeo. Let's go. Let's see how it goes. I'm hoping this is going to be a good show. I think the card's been built well. I think it's a good card. Hopefully Asuka's in-ring debut will go pretty well. Not sure the main event's going to go. I guess we'll see. Let's go. Good, still getting over. That's what we like to see. Right, good 6-person tag to kick things off, which I expected it to be. That's nice. Again, me, him getting over. Seems to her and Katrina seem to bring out the best of each other. That was better than I thought it was going to be, so that's good. Right, Bob Backlund. Yeah, so Bob Backlund's gimmick was that I changed. I can't remember what his gimmick was when I hired him, but I've changed it to Grizzled Veteran. Unfortunately, JTG's lost a point of bonus, but that doesn't matter too much. See, tag team fans have gained an image. You see, all this negativity around the Barbarian and the Wall. Look at that. You see, 71% match quality as well. I'm hoping, if this were real, I'm hoping fans would hate this because there is a purpose to this. But not hate it, not like go away heat, like a heat as in like this sucks. I want to, you know, not heat as in like, not heat as in like this sucks. I'm not watching it anymore. But heat as in like, you know, I don't like the fact that these guys are taking over this company or winning titles in it or whatever. But yeah, as I said, there's a long-term thing going on here. So Bob Backlund helping them win. If I click next, edit that out. Oh, okay, there we go. Yep. So Kushida, Timothy Thatcher. So that was a good match, which is actually that was way better. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. So that's encouraging. As was that, of course, poor crowd reaction because it's heel versus heel. So maybe in hindsight, maybe I should have switched Go Shiozaki to a babyface, but it doesn't matter. We've done it now. We've gone and made a big mistake. Yeah, that was should have gone face versus heel there. I was hoping that was going to be a little bit better, but yeah, not the worst thing. Right, Ric Flair's retirement. How much onus is he going to lose? He didn't lose any earlier. It's going to be at least 2 this time, though, surely. Let's see. How bad is this match going to be as well? I'm going to go... Right, match quality, I'm going to go 51%, and I'm going to go Flair losing 3 bonus points. 57% and 2 bonus points, so maybe I should have been a little bit... more positive there. Well, that's it. That's the end of Ric Flair's career. He lost to Orange Cassidy, who's gained more overness. So at least Orange Cassidy has got something out of this feud. So actually, in that sense, it's kind of worked pretty well. 63%. I was hoping that could be better. If I'd booked Go Shiozaki as a babyface, I think that would have been a lot better. Best thing was an angle, which normally is, unfortunately. There we go. That's the last rodeo, and that's the last day of the month. 24%, so it didn't go up. Right, so Josh Briggs has walked out, so that's fine. So that's annoying, so we may have to... Yeah, when I planned about who to get in development, I didn't plan on can I keep them there. Can we just rehire them just for a second? Let's have a look. When he come back? He would come back, so that's so we may do that. Anyway, so that is at the end of the month now. Edit that out. We're at the end of the month now, so we're also at the end of the video. So I'm going to get ready for next month. So I'll prepare that and then actually do it. There's a few things we need to do. We need to look at the TV deal. I need to get that road agent hired. Need to think about if we're going to replace Josh Briggs. Lots of things we need to do, but I'll get that sorted ready for the next video. So I think we're all up to speed now. So we've got March out the way. So we're 3 months in to this project. I think it's going fairly well so far. and hopefully you do as well and finding some entertainment in this series. But if you did enjoy this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Uncommentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist, apart from the one that won't upload for reasons we talked about at the start of the video. Go and check out my Dream WrestleMania little mini-series that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. I think just a fun little idea that I had, so please go and check that out and leave your thoughts on that. And also, if you want to check out any other games I've played, if you like wrestling, there's also a Crush Hour playthrough. There's plenty of other games I've played through on the channel from various consoles over the years. But until next time, we're going to be moving on to the month of April and seeing what's next for Congo Kong and the rest of the PWG roster. But to that point for now from me, it is sayonara.